Poland. Imagine a country in Central Europe, very green, very beautiful, 39 million hospitable people. Hospitality is part of our tradition, and through the centuries, many nations, many ethnic minorities lived on the territory of our today's country. It's a growing and booming economy, and culturally, Poland has been always a great asset to our joint European ancestry. Polish people are regarded in Europe as professional, well-educated, hardworking, and this is why their skills are so much appreciated. Qatar has become our partner of trust, and not for 1 year, not for 5 years. It's much longer, it's 20 years, it's a generation lifespan. So we can easily say that Qatar is our strategic partner. The most important event in terms of the trade and economic cooperation was signing in 2009 of the agreement between the Polish gas and oil company and Qatar Gas. For the next 20 years, Poland will be importing 1 million metric tons of LNG from the state of Qatar. This contract, this agreement, gives a very strategic dimension to our bilateral relationship. And based on it, we are going to inevitably build up very close ties, both in terms of economical cooperation, but also political, cultural, and in the field of science and education. The vibrant Polish community has also some needs, and we are trying, as the Embassy of the Republic of Poland in Doha, we are trying to help them to reach the goals. One of them several years ago was to establish the Polish school for the growing community. We have a growing number of children here, and we needed to provide for the education also of Polish language, history, literature, and so on. This assistance and cooperation with the Qatari authorities is really something that we are proud of, also in terms of our contribution to the community life. We are very grateful to Dr. Sulejti, to Qatar Cultural Village, because Qatar, in our eyes, is becoming a melting pot of cultures. It's one of the fine examples, and one of the very few fine examples here in this region, of how the cultures can interact, influence upon each other, and share the best they have. This year, for instance, in February, we had the unique opportunity to host one of the most outstanding composers of our time, of the 20th, 21st century, and orchestra director, Mr. Krzysztof Penderecki. At the moment, we have a growing community of some 850, 900 Polish expats. I'm proud to see that we have our very unique but meaningful contribution to the development of the Qatari society, Qatari economy, and this value added, which our experts are bringing, is very much appreciated by the Qatari side too.
We arrived to Qatar on the middle of 2013, and we expect that we will stay 1 year in Qatar. In Poland, I was working in a football team in the highest level. I was working also with the women national team as a strength and conditioning coach. And I was working on my PhD thesis. With my wife, we bought house, just born our second child. Then we received offer from Qatar. It was unexpected, but we decided to move for 12 months. It was looking as good opportunity to get nice experience for different culture, different country. I was in contact with Walter Di Salvo regarding my work, and after a few months, I received offer from him to move to Qatar. I decided to come to Qatar because we searched that Qatar football and sport start to playing very important role in culture of Qatar. Also, the biggest, very important point was that Qatar will host the World Cup in 2022. Also, as we know, in the world there's big culture about the sports. Today, the people, they understand that the sports that help them reach the higher standard of life. That is very important, and we can see that also in Qatar. And even there's many celebrities and head of the countries which they encourage us to show that they start their day by some physical activities. We can see this also in Qatar, that people working in the high management of the companies, they have knowledge that good healthy help them make better decision and works very well. I was invited to an innovate project of Walter Di Salvo and Miguel Heitor, whose goal was to prepare the Qatar national team players in the best possible way for the World Cup in 2022. Projects managed in the Qatar Stars League, Aspire Academy, and Qatar Football Association. I start my work in Al Sadd, and I have this pleasure to win Emir Cup in 2014, and also I have personal relationship with Raul González Blanco, which was for me something great. Currently, I'm working in Al Wakra Football Club, and I'm utilize my experience to help for the team reach our goals for the new season in this year. Qatar is a great place for personal development because, for example, Qatar Aspire Academy invites many top world of sports. They make some speeches, there is some conference where we are able to be part of this. The implementation of the new technology, possibility to work with different specialists from different areas, help myself to develop in different areas and to reach different targets. Qatari people, they understand that investing in sport is very important, and they try to bring the best technology, the best knowledge and the best experience from around the world. I remember one amazing situation what happened for me when I was on Aspire Academy facilities and I stayed between 3 fields, and I could see in this same moment such great team like Bayern Munich with coach Guardiola, Zenit St. Petersburg with coach Villas-Boas, and Schalke Gelsenkirchen with coach Roberto Di Matteo. It's impossible in other places around the world to see the 3 top teams in Europe in one place training close to each other, and you can only turn your head and watch the different training of different teams. That was an unforgettable moment for me. Okay, Shabab, work for today. We start first 8 minutes hips mobility. After we have the passing exercise. We will pass, easy to feel the ball. On the end, we have one exercise, 2 players, one in defense, one in attack. Defender, pass long ball, attacker, attack, shoot, after come back, take second ball, 1 versus 1. After we finish with Taksima, it's halas for today. My role is to support the development of the players through to the monitoring workload, game analyze, training analyze, and deliver this information for the first coach and national team coaches. Our task is to observe the development of athletes and support their newest technology in order to make the bridge between the technical information and first team coach, because in the future it will help for Qatari players to improve and to get the strongest national team for the World Cup in 2022. I'm very excited to be part of this project because it's a unique project around the world, and I feel honored to be part of these amazing things.
We arrived in Qatar. It was supposed to be a pure adventure for us, a good experience for 1 year. But to my surprise, now we've been in a 4 year here. Of course, Poland is our home, so. But I believe this is because this country triggers and motivated people to take a new experience, to take a new challenges, and this in many cases opens the door in personal development. I keep myself very busy to take care about house or my family and the garden too. So. Like you see, our garden is a really small space, but we like to spend the time here, especially in spring when the weather in Qatar cool down, and you can spend here a whole day. Last year we planted tomato and cucumbers for the first time here, wanting to have some small vegetables and at the same time adding a touch of greenery to our garden. I found some few vegetables and trees. What's really like this weather. Like now we are really surprised when we come back our vacation when we see this grapes and it's still alive. And now we would like to choose maybe some new vegetables like chili and zucchini, cucumbers. Of course, we want to plant too. In Poland, the emphasis is put on healthy lifestyle, organic food, and physical activity among children. Being in Qatar, we wanted to share our gardening with our friends. And after this, the parents asked me how to cultivate these plants and bushes and sent me the pictures of these crops. It was really, really nice. So later, the parents and other people asking us about tips in gardening. So I'm glad to be able to motivate people in Qatar. No?
Come on, let's go.
first time I was thinking about Qatar in 2011 when I saw the Club World Cup in Japan when Al Sadd take third place, and then was first idea that it will be interesting to move in Qatar in the future. It was the first idea about Qatar, and from this time I was start to more interesting about Qatar and about football, and to think, oh, maybe one day we will move to Qatar.
And for me and our family, it was like a good idea for some new experience, for explore the new countries.
I remember my wife Patricia, when she read, I think, all the books what we can find about Middle East, she buy it and she tried to read this about to prepare ourselves, our family, to move to this country. When we come to Qatar, of course, it was new country. It's not big country, but was new for us. And for example, if we have 5 hours in this day, we decide to go. We take the map. I remember this. Yeah. I remember one picture when we have with the map of Qatar. We put some dates. We take coffee takeaway, yeah. And when we go around Qatar to see, for example, Zubara, Zikrit.
The size of Qatar, this why it's that small country. It's a 4+ for Qatar, because we can discover it so quickly, and we.
Like only five hours was enough to go for the other side of Qatar to see some place and come back and go for work. It was amazing for us, and this distance help us to explore all this place, like Fuairit, like I say before, I mentioned before, Zubara, Zikrit. For us as a family, it's very important to learn our kids different culture, to understanding different culture, to be open-minded, to try to explore all the place where we are. We can't don't take opinion from somebody about something, but to explore this.
When we came to Qatar, people back home giving us many questions, asking us about life in Qatar, about this culture. They don't know anything about this country. That's why I started writing my blog. The blog is about this, how I, like as a European woman, perceive Qatar. A few days ago, I met with some lady who really worried about arrive to Qatar. But when she find my blog and start to reading, then she understands it's really nice and good for family place. She got a positive image of this country. For today, I prepared pierogi. This is traditional Polish food. This one is with meat, but we also eat with cheese or mushrooms, sometimes with fruits. And I also prepare beetroot soup and potato pancake. And this is all the traditional Polish food.
I want to welcome you in our home, our garden. I'm very happy that we have good weather now and we can enjoy our food, our Polish food in the garden, outside.
I'm sure everything is very nice and tasteful, and I can see we have some Polish food here.
The funny thing is that we are coming to Qatar almost in the same time. When we come here, we expect we stay for 1 year, and now we are 3.5.
How was it for you to coming here to the Qatar and integrating with Qatari people and also with other expats from other countries? Did you have any difficulties, or it was It was more natural for you to integrate with the community?
You know, for me it was exciting because my project was part of the World Cup, and it was completely different culture. Because before I work in Poland, but I cooperate with Germany, what is completely different culture. The beginning was to understand this culture and try to adapt it. My experience from different fields in Qatar was big challenge, but with this experience, 3-year experience, I can say the first year was I spent for understanding the culture, even the behavior on the fields. But now I understand more, and it's helped for me to adapt it. How's in your work? Because you're also like me dealing with the local.
I do, yes. In my photography job, which I'm doing here since I came to Qatar, I've been working in the studio. I've been working as a freelance photographer, and it's been a big challenge at the beginning also because, like you said, the culture was completely different. But it's also gave me the opportunity to know the culture from inside. I do feel sometimes like I am the part of Qatar, because I can be a part of their lives, and I can capture with my camera. I can capture, their lives, which are very exciting. And also, I had like very much, I had opportunity to meet very creative women here, working as designers, for example, the fashion designers or sportswear designers. And working with these creative ladies here in Qatar is also kind of good example for me that you can be very creative and you can be so open to other cultures also at the same time.
The projects in Europe are not as exciting because there isn't the budgets are not that big, perhaps, and everything is developed already. Professionally here, there is a much bigger advantage for us to, as engineers, to be able to implement the different ideas and different projects on a very high level and on a very big scale as well. So all the new technologies, the newest technology is always here, and it's very good to work, very good to develop ourselves to work with this technology. We learn implementing it as well, of course.
But I think also, like, socially for us, it's good when we go back to Poland, for example. I'm sure we're going to miss certain things from, from their culture, from the country.
When we was on holiday in this January, on the end of our trip, we asked Nathan, because we visit many places, and we asked Nathan, which place you like a lot? Which was your favorite? And he told, yes, was quite nice, but when we go to Sea Line, when we come back, please, can we go to Sea Line? Because he missed this place. He's like sunny boy, and I think if we will go back to Poland, he will take all the back sand from Sea Line because.
Maybe once we can go with you.
Yes, we have to organize something.